Terrace Town is a wonderful program that strives to prepare our children for lives of active citizenship. Children learn to interpret and to communicate in the vocabulary of architecture, city plans, and maps. Through an interdisciplinary approach where math, social studies, and the visual arts are integrated into the existing curriculum, children will actually construct a city with cardboard boxes.
It doesn't look exactly like my house, but I'm getting it as close as I possibly can.
This is the library and other sort of businesses on the east side.
This is a slab house. They don't have a basement, but there's cement there.
I did the historical museum since I really like museums, so this is my one chance to be able to build one.
Buildings, streets, neighborhoods, communities. This is not just backdrop for our children's lives, but important tools for learning about who we are. The places we create reflect our values, beliefs, and attitudes, and in turn, they impact and shape us.
The kids work together. They learn how to compromise and how to raise their standards about what makes a good community. So as neat as the town looks, it gets even neater when you look at all of the processes over the 3 months that created it.
In your community. And in these days when we're talking about kids not having any kind of a sense of place at all, they all have a sense of place. We're not showing them what that is.
Terrace Town is based on an interdisciplinary curriculum called Box City, developed by the Center for Understanding the Built Environment.
I wanted to just mention to you a little bit about how our organization, CUBE, works, and that is that we just really get people out and have them take a walk around the block.
CUBE's founder, Ginny Graves, is one of the country's premier educators about the built environment and is a consultant on the project.
Really getting involved with the environment, not just looking at it from afar.
Is that a national standard?
The Terrace Town program begins with teacher workshops that introduce educators to the Box City curriculum.
One of the things that we do is a lot of what I call teaching backwards, and that, you know, they have to get into the problem and they have to decide they want to solve the problem. And then, of course, they get very interested in scale and very interested in having a common math key.
Participants engage in a hands-on exercise in city planning called GeoBlock. Given a map with simple landforms and small blocks representing buildings, groups determine what their city should include and where buildings, transportation, and services should be located. Equipped with the Box City curriculum and basic principles in teaching about the built environment, teachers go back to their classrooms and guide their students through the community design process. In the next few weeks, students will learn that their surroundings are planned and designed. They will be able to understand the visual language of the buildings, streetscapes, and layout of their neighborhood. And ultimately, they will be empowered to work toward a quality environment.
Here's our neighborhoods, the red places.
Curriculum is not set up for any style of teaching or approach of teaching. There's just so much materials that you can use however you feel is best for your classroom. We talked about cultures and why buildings are built, old and new, the history of towns.
Well, we've gone on a couple neighborhood walks looking at the buildings, the shapes of the windows, the shapes of the doors, the shapes of the house itself.
Everybody had one of these, and then when we went on a field trip, everybody brought theirs.
And so the things that we took out were the things that kids were interested in. They measured the streets around the school and the sidewalks. They even measured the street signs.
What we chose to do at Middleton was to recreate a model of their community so that they could understand urban design, architecture by building a three-dimensional representation of their community.
So the 1/8 scale is what we used, which was a recommendation. So math was important.
The windows would be 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch.
And we talked about landscapes, urban design, urban planning, landmarks, paths, nodes.
One invaluable resource to the Terrace Town classroom is the volunteer mentor. Professionals in the fields of planning, architecture, and design are partnered with schools and make several visits throughout the project. They offer expertise and a real-life perspective to classroom discussions.
Showed them how to draw floor plans, so they're all drawing their dream houses. And then we jumped right into urban planning and started designing towns, and we did that in groups of 5, and then came back and after they had a few days to think about it, because it's such a wild idea to design a town.
This is one of those projects where you get very involved and one step leads to another, to another, to another. It's been really fun the last couple of days to see the kids see that there is going to be a town and what the town is like and how much they've learned about their own town.
Terrace Town takes place at Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center in Madison. This Frank Lloyd Wright designed meeting facility was built in 1997 after nearly 60 years of civic debate. Thus, it seemed a very fitting site to host a children's program about community design.
I think kids have an innate feeling about when something is right, when it's a good space. So this feeling of awe when they come into that kind of space is they express it.
Classes install their cities in the tremendous exhibit hall space. When they are done, box cities as far as the eye can see, nearly 8,000 square feet.
On the far side was 3 third-grade classrooms collaborating, and on the near side it's a collaboration between a 4th and a 2nd grader.
I don't think he means to take away the police station. He just means to take off.
Students also play a wild card game in which a visiting class tries to place a new building into their city.
Think about where you might like to have the jail, if you want the jail at all.
With the help of a facilitator, the students decide whether to accept the building, and if so, where to locate it in their community.
I think that it should be on top of the mountain because that way they would have to cross the lake to get out of jail.
Don't do it yet. We're going to sit down.
The students' visit includes hands-on learning activities like a movement exercise about structure and a scavenger hunt of Monona Terrace's architecture. Terrace Town remains on display the following weekend for parents and community members to enjoy and celebrate. During this public event, it's everybody's turn to create a building and place it in a mini box city plan.
I want to come see your plans for my house.
Visitors partake in other family-friendly activities designed to entertain and educate. Terrace Town is a unique learning experience that extends beyond the classroom walls, bridging schools and communities. Teachers enjoy using the neighborhood landscape as a textbook.
Finding values in a community and helping the kids decide what they truly do value in their community, and then using the values as a center for any design that you do.
Community members have the rare opportunity to participate in the education of local youth.
It was an incredibly rewarding experience for me professionally. Whenever I talk to elementary kids and go back to the office, it seems like the rest of the day I'm really energized.
Children develop a sense of place that comes from understanding their hometown and appreciating its unique character. Most importantly, they learn that they have a role in shaping their community and making it a better place to live.
So it's got solar energy?
Yep.
What else?
A back door, 2 grinding rails, another quarter pipe, a pyramid.
When kids plan a city that works for them, it will work for everybody else in your city.
Terrace Town brings schools and the community together to promote the teamwork, critical thinking, and creativity that will really help our children become good future citizens.